Hey beautiful beings, whoever watches this video. So it's about, depending on where you are in the world, about 7:30 for me in the morning. And I woke up. Super grateful to wake up again and be here and be able to wake up in a space where there's no war and there's no conflict in terms of outside my door, or super privileged to be able to wake up and live how I choose to live. And so my thoughts this morning, I felt like I just wanted to create a nice video from on the toilet. Here I am, sat on the toilet. Could be a nice place to talk. Less shit, less BS. Because what was on my mind is like, we need some more transparency in the world. We need some more truth. And saw a post on Todd Akemius, I always say his name wrong, the other day. He's like, I'm sick of fakeness. I'm sick of fakeness and lies in my business and my friendships. And this is a call out as well. I woke up with this buzzing on me. I'm also tired of the facades, the masks, the concepts, the theories, the visionary ideas, and the nice words that sound good and can paint a beautiful picture, like conscious or transparency or heart-centered or authentic. Or depending on what circles you're in. I do not like the word spiritual so much, because spiritual is thrown around now, isn't it? In the self-development, self-help, the multi-billion-pound industry, where, have you noticed, it's become consumeristic, yeah? To do your work on yourself, It's like everyone's selling something, the idea, the concept, the theory. And there's a lot of concept and theory and people giving advice and saying how it is and how it's not. And I woke up this morning just thinking, the first thing that popped up, I woke up and it's like dark and I'm still waking up now. And I came to the toilet. And as I got up, I walked back into the bedroom. Excuse me. And I was like, all that went on in my head was, I'm done with the words, the concepts, the sounding good on the social platforms. Yeah. Where's the transparency? Cut the shit. Like I said, on the toilet, it's a good place to drop the shit. And not even here, just here, real with you now, live. There's a woman, beautiful woman this week, left the body, whichever way you want to say it, died. Polly Higgins, you might have heard of her, magnificent woman. On a mission, on a mission to create a law against ecocide, right? Mass damage and destruction to our ecosystems, because there's a lot of people out there in the world that want to supposedly help the planet, because the planet's dying, because there's a lot of fear around the planet dying, right? And I was thinking about this, and I was noticing that, once Polly was diagnosed that she may only have a few weeks to live, all of a sudden lots of people start like sharing, like, Polly's amazing, she's so beautiful. And then they start sharing, right? They start sharing all this stuff about the world and about how amazing she is and how they want to support her and how sad they are that she's like, leaving the planet and dying and oh no, who will do what now? And yeah, we will fly the flag for you, we will do stuff. And it's kind of funny, isn't it, how death does that, right? And death like makes people act. But for the, maybe the years that she's been, 10 or 12, 15 years that she's been sharing this stuff, people don't have time for it, right? Don't have time for it. Everyone's in their own story. Everyone's writing their own dream. Everyone's interested in themselves and how they can share what they need to share because they have the answers and they know and so on, right? And it was just fascinating to notice that this week. And of course, she was a friend of mine, so it's like touching as well. And of course, a lot of emotion and sadness arising throughout these last weeks since I got the news. And I haven't even known how to respond. I haven't even known how to respond, right, in that moment. So I've just been, in fact, my response has been taking responsibility of how I feel and being with that. Being with their emotions and so on. And just, not feeling the need to do anything, just to feel that, feel her, feel our friendship, feel and notice. So that's one thing that came up this week around death and how, the fear of dying. And how when we look out there's always a crisis, there's always something that's in history, if you go back throughout history, there's always been some big crises, darkness going on, whether it be the wars or whether it be, apocalypse is coming or the end of the world, and now we're heading towards mass extinction. It's popping up everywhere, and so and then what I see is like I see this call for transparency. But I'm not seeing transparency. Does anybody feel that? Like tell me if this even resonates. I wake up this morning, like, are you out there in the world, looking in the world? Because it might just be the way I perceive the world, right? It's just the way I'm looking at it. And you go on your Facebooks or your social platforms, and everyone knows the answers to everything. Everyone's got an opinion. Everyone's wants to share their stuff, their view, their perspective, right? As you know, Facebook's been called Ego Book for years, Book of Faces. So it's not to say nobody's allowed their opinion. I'm sharing my perspective and opinion and viewpoint right this second, and you're listening. So this is just the same. But does anybody see that there's this wave of, call it spiritual awareness, call it philosophy, call it I just like to call it concepts. It's merely concepts. And the concepts, even knowledge, is not awareness. So I was just really feeling, I even woke up, I remember last night I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning and I had this like vibrating in my stomach of like almost like a movement of just energy and I don't like to just name it anger or whatever, but there's this sense of, will people just simply stop lying? That's it. Like, wouldn't it be epic? Or this is my thing. If everyone just showed up so real, so raw, so emotionally expressive, whatever's going on inside of them, on these platforms where you're watching me now, whether you're watching this on any one of the platforms, however you found it, just shown up this is where I am, in the toilet, naked, on the toilet. Can't show you my naked body because, you know, you're not allowed. Penises, genitals, they're not allowed to be seen. Nipples of a woman. Nipples of a man are okay, but nipples of a woman can't be seen. You know, different parts of the world, it's illegal. Nakedness is illegal. Your skin is illegal. Still, women get wiped out for saying certain things still on the planet. Gays, if you're called gay in some places on the planet, you'll get wiped out, killed. If you speak the truth, you get wiped out, get killed. You know, there's so much fear still permeating our societies. And I was invited onto a podcast last week by a woman called Jonita, and she's doing these online podcast, a temple or something like this for women every year. It's the third year, and she's asked me questions about different things, like about masculinity and sacred masculine and femininity, and you know, this idea of the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine. And there was a question, and one of the questions was just like if there's one thing you can share about this, a trait or a behavior of the sacred masculine. Now, personally, for me, sacredness, sacred, something, what makes something sacred? For me, it's only the level of awareness that you give something. So for me, everything's sacred. Absolutely everything. It's why I don't like the word spiritual. Everyone talks about, are you spiritual? Spiritual? When you're born, when you come out of the womb, when you're in the womb, are you spiritual? Or are you only spiritual when you've read Neil Donald Walsh and Eckhart Tolle's Power Now? What does it mean, spiritual, right? It's like a whole world of like, you know, it's spiritual because you done ayahuasca, spiritual because you took mushrooms, spiritual because you view things differently, spiritual because you see yourself as mind, body, spirit. It's like beautiful beings. We need to get clear on these words, and we were throwing them around and just accepting them. So I replied and said, well, I look at it from mature masculine or mature feminine, with the masculine and feminine inside myself as a whole being. Am I mature or immature? Am I taking full responsibility, the ability to respond from my actions? And I said this, I said one thing, and I had this like tingles around my whole body. I'm sitting on this toilet for so long now, I need to go for a poo, so maybe you'll be joining me. So, morning poos are always the best. Morning dumps, this is a morning dump from the toilet, love that. So, I said one thing. You know what maturity is? When we stop lying. That's it. I don't matter who you are, man, woman, or any of the other 55 or 60 genders on this planet that are now out there. It doesn't matter what gender you are, what race, what creed, where you're from in the planet. Are you lying? We are culturally and socially conditioned to lie. It's a default state. People might go, no, it's not. No, check it out. You can look for yourself. When you show up, like, check it out. Notice when the next time you lie, or the next time you feel that you're speaking really your truth, and check out the environment that you're in, or the space that you're in, or the people that you're with. This is how you can find out. Feel into it. Go, oh wow, I just told a lie there. Why did I lie? And just feel into it. You don't have to like, you know, put yourself on the cross, but just like check it out. Go, oh, that's interesting. But when I'm with these people, I just start lying. Or when I'm in this environment, I start acting differently. So I went to a talk recently around a big vision, a big concept, beautiful. And, you know, there's a lot of people in this world that have the capacity to talk great. Got the right words, got the right lingo, got the right jargon. But I want to see the individual, and I meet them there in their shadow, in their light, in their vulnerability, where they can say they don't know, where they can say, yes, I am lying, where I can say I'm scared, where I can say, I don't know what's happening, where I can say, this is what's alive in me right now. Does anybody else feel this? Do you want to see some of this? Would you like to see some of this raw truth, vulnerable, authentic expression, not just an online course saying how to speak authentically from somebody who seems to have learned some stuff and had the ability to put a course online, and all of a sudden they're the ones that are doing it. But there you can still see a mask, you can still see a veil of consumerism, of marketing, of salesmanship, of promotion, self-promotion. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Because we're in this competitive field of sales and marketing, you can just see it. Oh, can't you feel it? Oh. Thank you for morning practices where I get to wake up and shake and scream and design my morning and do whatever practice I want in order to pull myself out of survival, lack mentality, and into creative expression. And you may or may not do these practices. Some of them I share but I'm telling you, me, this being here, however you want to project onto me what you think I am or not, this divine essence uses these practices to pull myself out of the density that is consuming us. Talk of beautiful Polly Higgins earlier, the inner ecocide. The outer is an expression of the inner. It's the inner work, the love, the self-love, doing this personal practices and sharing vulnerably. That's what's going to help us to cut through the lies, the bullshit, the sales, the marketing. Wow. Look at Facebook at the moment. I mean, it's just constant in inviting you, boost this post, sell this post, adverts everywhere now on YouTube and Facebook. It's advert maniac. And then views, get more views, invite this person to your page, tell this person. Have you noticed you get emails now? You haven't made a post for days. That's just a lie. I look at my post, I'm like, I made a post, there was a post there a few days ago. You haven't reached your audience for days. Oh shit, I'm scared, I haven't reached my audience. I don't even want an audience. Don't we want co-creators of a new world? We don't want followers. Who wants followers? We want inspired co-leaders. Co-leaders that are all seeing through the mist of the illusion, through the smoke veils that we all keep smoking and blinding ourselves because there's too much haze, too much fog. We need to see through that awareness. Awareness. I reckon if we just started speaking differently, like this, not trying to think we're really knowledgeable, but start speaking a little bit like this, it's about awareness, so it's just awareness. People be like, man, have you checked out that guy that talks really slow, just about awareness? All he says every day is in different variations of voices and faces, like, awareness. And then that's it. That's all you hear. Next video. Awareness. You know, maybe that's the way. Oh yeah. Saw that funny face the other day. Completely gave me a state of awareness. Here I am. I love these for cleaning your bum. It's the best thing in the world. It's jets, no toilet roll needed. Maybe just for a little dry. Look at this. This is the best. You can just squirt people when they come in here. When they come in, like, hey! You can just give them a morning shower without them realizing. I love these jets to clean your rosebuds, your anus. We should have them everywhere in the world. No toilet roll needed. Less trees. So, this is what's alive in me today. This is Simon, not even the word that describes this multi-dimensional 60 trillion celled being speaking to you through vibration, sound, frequency. You can call it Simon just because it's the beautiful name that my creator gave me. Simon transparently, cutting the shit from the toilet. It's not a product, it's not marketing. I'm not leading you somewhere. You don't have to go to my website. You don't have to buy anything. I mean, if you want to try orgasmic yoga, it's an epic practice. There's ways you can connect with us. We generate money, circulate money. We use it, we love it. It's an amazing resource. It's great to have. It's energy. We all need it. But you know what? It's circulation. The more we give, the more we have to give. When we lose ourselves and the competitive nature, we can all start sharing, uniting, connecting, and creating from a place of unification. Wow, could you imagine? Is that possible? Could that be possible? Would I lose my autonomy? Would I lose my sense of self? Would I have to die? Awareness. Who knows? So, this feels like, even just sharing this is like when I tell people to do morning pages, this is the stuff that comes out in morning pages. You're just getting the live version of, call it a download if you want to, straight from the source. Whatever. Say it came from another planet, different beings, intergalactic beings from other dimensions. I don't care where you describe that it comes from if you're speaking your truth. What's happening to you? Somebody said to me the other day, you know when somebody's speaking truth because, you know, most people will tell you who they slept with last night, but they won't tell you how much money they got in their bank account. People don't talk about the 4 taboos: sex, money, death, and truth. These are the 4 taboos because we have to uphold the personas, the masks. Let's bring out the elephants in the room. Name them, the pink ones, the yellow ones, the blue ones, the multicolored unicorn ones that are disguising themselves as unicorns, but really they're elephants dressed in dolphins' clothing. Out them in a most loving, compassionate way. Feel them. You can feel the truth. Beautiful beings, feel the truth. Are you resonating with this? Please drop me a message. Tell me, because you might just think Simon's just going off on some crazy rant. But I've been on this, exploration of transparent communication for many, many years. And I really meet a lot of people firsthand, personally. Beautiful, courageous souls that come and hang out with myself, Dara, in our events. And you know what? I meet them time and time again, and they say it's so difficult to communicate transparently, to communicate their truth, because it's so scary. Why is it so scary? Because we've never done it. We haven't known how to be brave enough, courageous enough, compassionate enough, empathic enough to be able to love ourselves enough to speak our truth. We have to have the courageous conversations, and it's not about comfort. It's not about us feeling great about ourselves. We've got to have the sticky, yucky, icky conversations. And just not in closed doors anymore, not just with a couple of friends, and when we feel a little bit safer and brave enough to do so, we've got to share it out in the collective, because at the moment, the collective is still, highlighting a lot of the lies, and the lies are still taking precedent. President lies, funny that. You notice even with the sort of all the different movements out in the world around whatever it is, sexuality, gender, sustainability, science, psychology, physiology, all the different areas. I'm thinking now of, save the planet from all the different places. It's the same. Is it not? Like at the moment, you notice there's that young girl that everyone's putting on the forum in the world because she's the one speaking truth. This young girl, I don't even know her name. She pops up on these different videos, and all these like older people, adults, supposedly adults, are like putting her in, talks and conferences and awards ceremonies for her to speak, to say what's really happening with the world, that we need to act now and we must stop spending money and killing the planet, and it's all about the next generations, and why don't government leaders and people listen to, and the actors and the people that make a difference in the world, what will they hear and make a stand? And she's like, I don't even know how old she is. It's like we've put her as a puppet onto all these stages and everyone's clapping, yes, she's speaking the truth, yes, of course, well done, beautiful. We needed to hear it from this beautiful next generation, who maybe everyone's calling a starseed or a luminary or someone from a different dimension that's come to speak truth. It's the truth just coming through, and everyone's clapping and going, yeah, let's put her on stage. Where's the action? Just another facade on the stage of the illusion. Or is it making a difference? You tell me. Because it's going to take more than one little girl and a couple of other people to stand up, because let's go back to Polly Higgins. She's been speaking the truth for 20 years and nothing much has happened. Although, yeah, maybe a ripple is coming into the space around, if you're feeling the ecocide law should come in around the ecocide law. Why are we all looking up at these certain men, mostly, right, in so-called dominant power stations, and hoping they are going to be the ones that change? It starts from the other way around. The people have the power. You're acquiescing. Your choices, my choices, create the reality we live in. We uphold the system through our conscious choices. We uphold the system by acquiescing and saying yes, by the things we buy, by the things we say, by the belief systems, BS, that we choose to project into the field of consciousness, the neutral field that we project into daily. Follow the light, follow the light. Embrace the darkness that is in all of us. Communicate the darkness, the challenges, the suffering, the anxiety. You know what's so beautiful? When we speak from here, we can meet here. You may or may not feel this. Tell me, leave a message. Do you feel me, and can you meet me here and see me more in this expression than if I'm telling you a concept or some idea of how you should live and would make you feel better about yourself? Or some, quote or something. What feels more real? How do you see me more? You meet me more like this, or meet me more because I can share a concept, theory, or idea that has wisdom in it, and that may serve you if you could even grasp it or understand it or start to embody it. From the toilet, sending you love for 30 minutes, a simple message. That's how long morning pages normally takes. See, my morning pages, my morning words and vibrations Let's continue to cut the BS and the lies and just speak the truth. Many, many, many things will change on a personal, individual and collective level. Ah.